From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.
That's right, Taylor. 500 help. Call Taylor Heating and Plumbing for all your home heating, air conditioning, and plumbing needs. Taylor has a wonderful, talented staff of repairmen. They repair and update all of the types of furnaces that you have going on in your home, including propane and natural gas. You can schedule an appointment to get your furnace clean. You want to do that because cold weather is here to stay. So make sure you call Taylor 500 Help for all your plumbing, insulation, heating, and air conditioning needs. Taylor 500 Help. And don't forget Revere Realty. The number is 585-467-1776. Let's find you a home. Let's sell your home. Let's find out your home value if you want to sell. And let's find you that forever home. We aren't the biggest real estate company in the Rochester area, but we offer specialized treatment to ensure a smooth and reliable experience. Our secret weapon is our team at Revere Realty. We set up one-on-one specialized treatment with you in mind. Your needs, your dreams, your finances when it comes to housing, and your time, which is especially important. Revere Realty, we offer unmatched real estate excellence and customer service. 585-467-1776. Also, Kimberly's Revolution brought to you by Precision Lawn and Garden, 195 North Avenue in Webster, providing Rochester and surrounding areas professional sales, service, and parts since 1969. All your favorite brands, power equipment, blowers, whatever you need, lawnmowers, snow blowers, they have it. Just go up and talk to Kimberly and Justin at Precision Lawn and Garden, and they will help you. So check it out. Make sure you support our advertisers. They help us here at Kimberly's Revolution. We could not do this show at the We the People Podcast Network without them. And now, on with the show.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Live from the We the People podcast studio and also from the undisclosed secret lair of Kimberly Ray. Hey, good night, Kimberly.
Hi, good night, everybody.
We hope you sound a little bit better than that fishbowl that you've been in lately.
Thank
Here
you.
she is. It's Kimberly Ray.
Hi, good night, everybody. I don't want to make fun of a guy who had a stroke, but this is really not about a guy who had a stroke. It's about a guy who should not be running for political office. And I don't think Pennsylvanians want this guy as a senator, do they? I mean,
that's what they're called, Pennsylvanians?
I don't know what they're called. They're Pennsylvania people? I have no idea.
Probably right.
Welcome to Kimberly's Revolution. I am Kimberly. Of course, Just Tom's sitting right across from me.
Cheers.
About 900 miles away. He is in New York. I am in South Kakalaki, of course, as I like to say. Welcome, everybody. Yes, we got a new setup. You like it? Stryker says much better sound. Kathleen says sounds great. Colleen says hello. The hillbilly hermit says howdy, folks. Yeah, so we went out this weekend, and I apologize. Do I have a deep voice? What's going on with the deep voice?
Well, it's because it's actually clearer. Except when you turn your head to read, then it goes out. So you really got to focus to stick your face in that thing.
Thanks. Yeah, Austin already asked me if I what? And by the way, our producer Austin is here in the building. Where is Austin? Where is Austin? I know he's there somewhere.
Checking on.
There he is. Excellent. Well, Austin, what did you just ask me?
Did I ask you something?
Yeah, you asked me something about the mic.
Oh, what about the mic?
You asked me if I had something for the mic.
Oh, yes. I was asking if you had a muff on your mic.
No muff on my mic. And quite frankly, sir, that is inappropriate conversation for a woman of my stature.
Well, look, I have a muff on my mic. Tom has a muff on his mic.
Yeah.
But it's not unusual for me to have a muff on my mic, Austin.
I don't. I just think this particular microphone is very sensitive. It is it's a blue something. What, Rich?
Yeti?
Yes, it's a blue Yeti. I was going to ask my husband.
Looks
We went
very
over the
fancy.
weekend. It is a very fancy,
It
isn't
looks
it?
like you can get like a spaceship flying by around the orbit of the Earth with it. You sure it's not a dual ham radio as well?
I feel like I don't know if I
Look like
could
Paul
have got.
Harvey back there.
Do I? I feel like I could have gotten a better microphone, but as long as it sounds better than what I was using,
Sounds fantastic.
does it? Are you sure?
As long as you stick your face in it, it sounds great.
Yeah. And you might be able to mess around with some settings after the show so that you don't necessarily have to be right on it, you know?
What settings would those be? Would that be the gain?
Well, like specifically, I think on Blue Yetis, I see 2 switches on the side of your mic.
Yes.
And I think if we like the ones facing the camera here, I think if I don't know this specific Blue Yeti, I'm just talking about the ones that I've used before. Usually they if you flick the switch, they can they alter what direction the like you have to be facing on the mic.
I gotcha.
I think we lost her. Oh, there she is.
What?
No, you're there.
You're good.
Am I there?
Yeah, you froze for a second, but nope, we lost her. Lost her totally.
Shit balls.
Oh no. That's not good.
All right, what are we gonna do, Austin, for our next hour?
Well, hopefully reconnect.
You got any movies you've seen yet
Hey,
lately?
there she is.
Oh, there she is.
There
Okay,
she is.
She's back. I was
Sorry
a little
about that.
nervous.
I don't know what happened, but does it help if I move these buttons on the side at all? The gain? Do you notice a difference at all?
Other one besides gain.
It says pattern. It says pattern.
Yeah.
One says gain. I have no idea.
So the pattern is what direction the mic picks up sound from.
Okay.
So clicking that might make it so that it might not be set up to be facing you like you have it.
Oh, really? Okay. Is that better?
Yeah,
That is better.
That is better.
I just clicked a button. I don't know what I did, but I clicked a button.
Okay, I was planning on walking you through that off air, but no, I like doing it live. This is nice.
Why don't we just do it live? Well, you know what? I always say just work out the kinks live on the air.
You didn't even need Beck to do that.
Beck is in Montana. I know a lot of people have asked me about that, but yeah, Beck is in Montana. That does sound better. It sounds better in my headphones that way.
Yeah. So I figured that might be an issue, but I wasn't sure enough to try that without us talking about it. But we talked about it anyway. So
we talked about it anyway. All right. Without the muff. See, it's all good with or without the muff.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Halloween.
Make me laugh.
Halloween is coming up this weekend.
I'm so childish.
And I wanted to let you know that since you can thank Joe Biden for the inflation and the spike.
Thanks, Joe.
Of the candy. Have you seen how much candy is?
Candy?
It's insane. It's insanity.
It's a good thing we don't get trick-or-treaters anymore where I live.
They say in this neighborhood, my neighbors, in fact, I had to go see my girl who cuts my hair. She's running for city council. She lives right down the street. And she says this particular neighborhood that we live in South Carolina, last year, she bought 10 bags of those big, gigantic bags you can get at Walmart or like Costco. And she went through all 10 bags of those mega bags. And
now you know why. Now you know why you got that house at such a discount.
And I'm like, we might need to go out and buy. Yeah, I'm worried about the cost of eggs. You should be, Stryker. The price of Skittles has jumped 42%. Has your pay jumped 42%? I'm just asking you.
Mine has.
Has it?
Yeah.
Lucky dog.
I don't know.
And the price, are you a Skittles or are you a Starburst guy?
I am probably neither, but I would go Skittles over Starburst. Starburst bugged me.
Starburst for life.
No, Starburst bugged me. They like do something to my teeth.
I got to be honest with you. I don't have a problem, with either one of them. But your blood sugar level and your pocketbook might have a problem. Skittles up 42%. Starburst are up 35%. Since last year, guys, the Halloween candy. I don't care. I'm going to eat it anyway. I'm going to
Well,
buy
I'll
it.
tell you one thing, Kimberly. Beer is still roughly the same price. So either they were making an absolute shit ton of money selling beer and they can absorb all that costs, or maybe this inflation's a hoax.
Do you want me to tell you something right now? They know that people will continue buying alcohol at exponential rates, so the price stays the same
You would
because
think they would raise
everyone just continues to to buy booze that
No,
never
no.
fluctuates. Never
No, stop
fluctuates.
it. We don't do that.
I'm telling you, people cut back on the grocery bill, but by God, they never cut back on their booze. You ask anyone, ask the guys in the liquor industry. They'll tell you people cut back on. Okay, so they won't buy like name brand. They won't buy Del Monte, but they'll buy Wegmans brand or whatever. And I was telling my hairdresser, I said, I don't know what I'm doing down here without a Wegmans. It's just killing me. And she goes, well, what's a Wegmans?
Right.
And I'm like, oh man, you don't seriously. If there is one thing I miss about New York State, and I said, well, it's coming down. I mean, they're as far down as Raleigh, Durham. They're not into South Carolina yet, but I'm crossing my fingers that they get close to us at some point. But if you love the McRib is coming back to the menu on October 31st on Halloween. Are you a McRib guy?
I've had a few back in the day, but I don't think I've had a McRib in 20 years. I just can't pick the onions out of them. And the onions are disgusting.
Can't you ask for no onions?
There's just always seems to be like onions in there, whether you ask for it or not. I don't know.
Someone's saying they want you to drink so you forget about the inflation.
Right.
That's it.
Good point.
That is absolutely the best point that I've heard.
Welcome to my motto.
The guy that is doing my landscaping, because we had to.
You got a guy?
I got a guy. His name Kenny, and I don't know Kenny. Because sometimes I can understand Kenny. Sometimes I can't understand Kenny. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come over and say, "Sees." He's going to, and I'm like, I don't know what Kenny just said, but it sounds all right to me. So Kenny, we completely took out all of the landscaping here because it was a big old mess. And so Kenny raises his own eggs and is going to bring me some when he comes back next week. He says he gets about 20 eggs a day. And I'm like, Kenny, you're brilliant. You're saving so much money. He raises his own eggs. He's a good old boy from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
So you're getting ready for the big pool in the backyard now? While you're clearing out, does Rich know that you're getting a pool?
No, we did have to cut down a bunch of shrubs over by the pool, but can you see Rich?
I can't. No, he's like there he is. Hey, Rich.
There he is. He's behind me. He's making my mom's dinner, and I let you know that his parents are 2 doors down. He's been very busy with his dad, and that's been a thing. Say hi, Rich. Oh, where'd he go?
I'm getting him on the dinner ready.
What?
Hello.
What?
Hello.
There he is.
There he is.
The
There
legend.
he is. So I got to tell you, I'm glad he's down here because it's been a lot, taking care of my mom and his folks, and not necessarily his mother, but his father. But
Well, now that he's there, that means you don't have to do anything again.
Get right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay. Hi. Good night, everybody. Do we want to delve into
everyone.
Pennsylvania politics? Does anybody really care about Pennsylvania politics? Because
We do now.
this might make a difference, right?
Right.
So the 2 candidates in Pennsylvania, this senatorial race is arguably the highest profile Senate race of the year in this country. It was televised, the debate last night. There is he's not just a Democrat. He's not just any Democrat, this John Fetterman. He is probably the liberal of the liberal, right? He is the liberalist of the liberal. Can we say that?
Yeah, he makes AOC look like Trump.
He's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And
Sure.
he had a stroke in May. And the sad part is the Democrats have propped him up and clearly kept the fact that he is really not cognitively doing well.
Does that sound
But-
familiar?
But they set him up there anyway to make a fool out of himself because they'll do anything to keep the liberal agenda going. Now, why they didn't end this laughable event, I have no idea. They should have canceled it or put it off for as long as they could, because it is clear that Democrat John Fetterman isn't really all there since his stroke. And that's understandable. I mean, it takes a long time to recover from a stroke, if you ever recover from the stroke, right?
I would think so.
Dr. Oz is a Republican, and they are the two that are running against each other. They did the debate last day. The Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. They absolutely should. Let's see the opening of the debate last night where Fetterman opens and Tom is just laughing. And I feel bad for laughing because the dude had a stroke. But you know what? The Democrats asked for this.
Austin actually has a very clever take on this. But yeah, let's play the clip.
Okay.
What qualifies you to be a U.S. Senator? You have 60 seconds.
Hi, good night, everybody.
What?
All right, Austin,
That's
go
just
ahead.
embarrassing.
So if this was the only clip you had sent me, I would probably excuse this one. My thought is like basically every good good day, good afternoon, good evening. Those are all greetings.
Right,
The only one that's not a greeting is good night. So you know what? If that was his only like flub,
His gaff, only gaff.
right, then I think, it'd be like, okay, he just, was saying like good evening, but he just misspoke. There are other clips though, and so I'm like,
How much do your armpits have to be sweating for you to start with good night?
He's unfit. He's unfit.
You
For
think
the
that's what
Senate
it is, or
office.
do you think he was just super nervous?
No, I think he's unfit. And the Democrats aren't even ashamed that he's
No.
unfit. They're just
No.
they're just mad they got caught. I mean, you should see, how dare you make fun of a man who had a stroke. The guy's not well. I mean, and probably should not be even in the running. And the problem is that they've covered this up. I mean, the Democrats and the media have helped aid in this deception. Oh, honey.
Nice.
Honey.
Look at that. Wow.
You're so nice to me.
That's not a Pinot. What is that? That's
It
not your
is-
typical Pinot.
It's a Pinot Noir, actually. It's not a Pinot
Oh.
Grigio. Pinot Grigio is
Okay.
white. That's right. Ooh,
There we go. Happy Halloween.
yummy. But anyway, they actively covered up the medical information that he had an impairment. And okay, yeah, he had a stroke. We get that. He has an impairment. We get that. Should he be running for Senate? No. Let's see what he has to say. I have a couple of other clips where he's talking
I can't deal
about
with this guy. I'm surprised he didn't show up with his hoodie on. Usually he just wears a hoodie around town.
he wears a hoodie and he has like what's that shit on his chin? He's got this like,
Whiskers.
ugh. Let's talk about fracking.
I absolutely support fracking.
You have made two conflicting statements regarding fracking.
I've always supported fracking.
Fracking, yeah, fracking. No, I don't support fracking at all, and I never have.
I've always supported fracking.
I don't support fracking. I think it's something that has to eventually go away.
I've always supported fracking.
Liar!
And I never have.
I've always supported fracking.
Yeah. The one where he says, I don't support fracking, that's the real Fetterman, right?
Right.
That's BS.
He needs
before
Western.
stroke.
He needs Western Pennsylvanian votes.
He,
Pennsylvanians.
Pennsylvanians. That was BS. I call that BS before the stroke. That was Fetterman saying, I don't support fracking before the stroke. Now, all of a sudden, he supports the fracking because he knows it's going to lose him votes. Can we
Right.
play that again? I want people to focus on the difference in how he looks. Now focus on the way he's interacting with the person asking the question.
And we also have the full clip of his like supporting fracking. Do we want to play that too?
You can.
Sure. What the hell?
Yeah,
I wanted to be thorough, Austin. I wanted to make Austin work really hard for his $5 that we pay him today.
Yeah.
And I sent him so much stuff.
Well, let's see his full
Okay.
now that he
Alright.
supports fracking.
He
Okay.
supports
I do
fracking.
want to clarify something. You're saying tonight that you support fracking, that you've always supported fracking, but there is that 2018 interview that you said, quote, I don't support fracking at all. So how do you square the two?
Pause.
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand and I do support fracking.
I do want to
Oh, Jesus.
I think we heard that he supports fracking, Kimberly. That was a really descriptive answer as to exactly why
I
or why
support
not he
fracking.
supports fracking.
And I support fracking. I like wine. And I like wine.
Yes.
That's what I want to be clear.
You be clear. You
Listen,
like.
again,
Wait a
I'm not
minute.
making
this
fun
just
of- I'm
said
not
you
making-
like wine.
I'm not making fun of the guy, but the Democratic Party should be ashamed of what they have done here. They stuck a guy up on stage to debate a man who is fully cognizant and who didn't make a fool of himself and through no fault of his own. I mean, this is not Fetterman's fault. This is the Democratic Party, propping up someone that is clearly not fit for the role. And this is not the first time. We know, what it looks like. We know what we've seen
That
this
happened before.
We've seen this play out before. It's the same playbook that they've used. And you know what should make you really angry with this whole Fetterman thing? And I'm going to play a couple of other cuts where he talks about socialized healthcare. And then, what his answer is later. This whole cover up, the debate was pushed off to well after early voting started. When did
Right.
early voting start? Last week?
A couple of weeks ago, I think.
Did they do this debate last week? They wanted to. Dr. Oz and the Republican Party has been pushing for this debate for a month.
Yeah, because they know he's a moron.
So here we are now, after early voting in Pennsylvania has already started, and more than 600,000 votes have cast their voters have cast their ballots. And here we are, 600,000 voters in,
And
who
most
may not have
Democrat voters
who
because
may not have
Republican
voted
voters go to the polls.
they may not have voted the way they did had they seen the condition that John Fetterman was in.
Regret.
Right?
Right.
There's nothing they can do now. 600,000 people have already voted. Now, whether
Well,
or not
guess
they
what,
voted,
Kimberly? Democrats are low information voters anyways. He's got a D in front of his name and they're going to vote for him. They don't care what he is.
my question is, if he's elected in, is this stroke going to affect his reasoning? It already has, right? I mean, you already saw the flip-flop on fracking. You already saw the way he opened up the debate. So clearly the stroke has affected his reasoning as well as his speaking. And it seems he's very muddled. How is he going to conduct himself as a U.S. senator?
He'll probably just vote whatever they tell him to do. I mean, that's his job, right? Be the party, and he'll just be the crazy guy. Now, if he's had a stroke, I have an honest question here. If he's had a stroke and he acts
I'm not a doctor.
Well, what the hell is my excuse? I don't think I've had a stroke.
You really want me to answer that?
I guess not.
I blame the long COVID.
Long COVID. Are we
Long
sure
COVID?
that Mr. Fetterman hasn't had long COVID? Does he had COVID?
I'm sure being a Democrat, he is vaxxed to the max and it still has affected his brain, right? Somehow the COVID has gotten into his brain cells and affected him. But I will tell you that the media has gone along with this whole deception. And the one person that actually asked a question about his reasoning ability and is he fit for the job, his wife demanded that NBC fire that reporter, Dasha Burns, where she
Interesting.
actually said, hey, listen, this guy can't even make small talk. And the wife of Fetterman called NBC higher ups and said, I want her fired immediately.
Hasn't Joe Biden also done something similar to that to protect Hunter?
And exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Shocker.
so there we are. Let's play the Fetterman clip on socialized healthcare.
All right.
Mr. Fetterman, he accused you of socialized medicine, supporting socialized medicine. What is your response?
Yeah, again, it's the Oz rule. He's on TV and he's lying. I never supported any of that thing.
We are the only country in the world of an industrialized nature that doesn't recognize healthcare as a fundamental right. Everybody gets sick. Everybody needs healthcare. Single payer is the ideal that we should all move towards.
Mr. Fetterman, he accused you of socialized medicine, supporting socialized medicine. What?
There you go. Again, very different guy in that prior interview, right? Very different guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's saying what he needs to say to get votes here. And the normal Democrat probably won't differentiate between the two and they'll just vote for him anyways.
You know, I bet the majority of people out there voting don't even know that Fetterman in Pennsylvania, running for Senate against Dr. Oz, has had a stroke.
Probably not. No.
I bet they don't even know because people aren't honestly as up to date as they should be on current events, right?
I would bet that 90% of all voters, if you're not an independent, if you're not a true independent, I would bet to say 90% of all voters just vote straight down the line, whatever party they are. I don't even think they investigate who the other person is. They don't know their position on any topic. They just listen to the news. And if you're a Republican, you think all Democrats are this. And if you're a Democrat, you think all Republicans are that. And maybe you should listen and look at their literature that they send you and see what they really stand for before you vote. Now, as I say that, of course, I just vote straight Republican. So
I don't.
So
I am a registered independent.
Right.
I know that pisses people off when I say that. I've had people reach out to me and go, Kimberly, make a decision. It's like being bisexual. Figure it out. You either want one or you want the other. You can't have it both ways. I can't have it both ways. It's my American right to have it both ways. I am a registered independent. I was a registered Democrat. I know. But I came from a family of LBJ and John F. Kennedy and Truman Democrats. I came from a long background of Democrat when Democrats were different. But here's what I'll say. I'm an independent. That's what Jimmy says. Jimmy's an independent. I vote for the person I think is the best fit for the job. The title doesn't so much bother me as the actions. What are the actions of the individual? Now, if you watch the actions of Fetterman, he's not the same. He's not the same cognitively because of the stroke, right? So now that makes me wonder what in the world is going to happen once he gets into the Senate. And there is a report that he and his wife, for a number of years, did not pay their taxes.
Right.
What happens when you don't pay your taxes, Tom?
I don't know because I've always paid my taxes.
What I mean, you know, they send the IRS after you. They send you letters.
Well, why don't we ask President Trump because they're going after him and supposedly he paid his taxes.
They asked Fetterman last night in the Pennsylvania debate. There are reports that you didn't pay a number of years of taxes. and listen to the way he answered.
Right.
Mr. Fetterman, I will allow a 15-second rebuttal. He has specifically said you have not paid your taxes and that you want to raise taxes on Americans. How do you respond?
Absolutely. The Oz rule, of course, he's lying. It was helping two students 17 years ago to help them, buy their own homes. They didn't pay the bills, and it got her paid. And it has never been an issue in any of the campaign before. It was all about nonprofit.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fetterman. Continuing with you, Mr. Fetterman, your opponent, Mr. Fetterman.
Wow.
Nonprofit. So obviously he had a nonprofit agency that probably took money he got paid through it and then didn't claim it. Is that what they're saying?
I have no idea.
He didn't explain a damn thing with that.
That is a bunch of gibberish, what he just said.
I was going to say, you deciphered a lot more out of that than I understood, because that sounded like word salad to me.
It did. It sounded like Kamala Harris was all of a sudden in his brain.
Well, let's listen to it again. So maybe we could pick something else up on it.
And I will allow a 15-second rebuttal. He has specifically said you have not paid your taxes and that you want to raise taxes on Americans. How do you respond?
Absolutely. The Oz rule, of course, he's lying. It was helping two students 17 years ago to help them, buy their own homes. They didn't pay the bills, and it got her paid. And it has never been an issue in any of the campaign before. It was all about nonprofit.
Okay. I have no idea what he just said.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But we know he's
years ago.
flip-flopped.
I bet you there's something else there, though. I mean, 17 years ago, that's what they're attacking him for.
How old is the guy? He's 50 something, right? I mean, he didn't just go to school 17 years ago.
Well, he's talking about two other kids that supposedly he helped out and gave them a loan, supposedly through their nonprofit agency or something. I don't know.
They were talking about taxes and not paying your taxes.
The taxes to me must have been through some other third party agency.
Oh,
specifically.
Well, here you want to hear my crazy,
Sure.
my crazy conspiracy theory on this whole Fetterman thing. I think since 600,000, votes are already cast because of early voting and clearly before the debate, before many people could see the condition of Fetterman, I think that what the Democrats wanted to do was try to slide him in so that early on, if he wins the Senate seat, they could say he's not up to the job.
Put somebody
and
else
that way they could slide another Democrat in.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's my weird tinfoil hat kind of theory on that.
But I think that's only for a Senate seat. I think that's only temporary. And then they get, I don't know what the term is, but they get challenged again in like the next year's election or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody else were to go in, I don't believe they get the full 6-year term.
Yeah, but it still gets someone in that the Democrats really want to get in, right? I mean, that's my conspiracy theory. Are they talking about property taxes? No, I think they're talking about taxes on your income, where we all pay taxes every year.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just heard again on the news, New York State is again, for the second year of the row, 49th out of 50 states in total taxes being paid by
I don't live there anymore.
Everybody. Homeowners, property, income, everything. 49 out of 50. The only worst state is, of course, New Jersey.
Wow.
So
crazy, right?
We're a little ahead of New Jersey in terms of how much taxes we pay.
You're listening to Kimberly's Revolution, half from New York, half from South Carolina. I'm in the South Carolina part.
I don't know where I am.
We urge you to support our advertisers, Revere Realty. If you want to buy, sell, whatever, we're not the biggest, but we do offer the best service. So call us at Revere Realty. The number is right there up on your screen. Taylor Heating and Plumbing, and of course, Precision Lawn and Garden. We could not operate the We the People podcast network without our great advertisers, and we certainly
Right.
couldn't do Kimberly's Revolution. And Taylor Heating and Plumbing and Precision Lawn and Garden have been with us from the beginning, and we appreciate that. I don't know who this person is, but we really need to get rid of them. You see it? I don't know what they're doing. You gotta get rid. Do you see that popping up on the
girls.xyz? Nice.
69? Yeah. We gotta get rid of that. The Hochul Zeldin debate was last
I
night.
won't write that down, Kimberly. Don't worry about it.
Please, can we
Wait a
get rid of
minute,
them
you need a piece of paper?
and block them immediately?
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I didn't have I can't look at the comments and have you on the screen at the same time. So sometimes I
don't see the comments anymore. You're
Holy
the
cow.
only one seeing the comments.
Oh, is that right? Oh, that's good. Okay, so Hochul Zeldin, that debate was last night, and I just want to leave you with this one clip of Hochul and Zeldin. Some people are saying they don't see the. That's good.
Well, again, there's many platforms to the show here, so
Right,
you would have to be on that specific platform that person typed that in to see that.
Yeah, that was
That's
just on
good.
one of the YouTube channels.
Right, that was on a YouTube channel.
Okay, very good. Let's play the Hochul Zeldin. This is a run for governor in the state of New York. Kathy Hochul is the reigning governor. Zeldin wants to be the governor. Hochul is a raging liberal Democrat, worse than Cuomo, I think.
She's just as smooth, though. She's a smooth talker.
And Zeldin is running against her, and I don't know. It's going to be a close one, but this will give you an idea of what Hochul is all about.
This governor, who still, to this moment, we're halfway through the debate, she still hasn't talked about locking up anyone committing any crimes.
Okay.
Anyone who commits a crime under our laws, especially with the change they made to bail, has consequences. I don't know why that's so important to you. All I know is that we could do more.
This governor.
I don't know why that's so important to you. Why is it important locking up criminals?
Yeah, and with the bail reforms, really, the criminals get more punished, right?
Why is that so important?
Wait a minute. Time out.
That's the frame of mind for Kathy
You're a
Hochul.
Democrat. What the hell are you doing?
I'm not a Democrat. I'm also independent, but I guess I'm more left leaning than most people on the We the People podcast network, so everyone calls me a Democrat.
Right. Because you're a Democrat.
That's what she said. I don't know why that's so important to you. Let's play that again.
This governor, who still, to this moment, we're halfway through the debate, she still hasn't talked about locking up anyone committing any crimes.
Okay.
Anyone who commits a crime under our laws, especially with the change they made to bail, has consequences. I don't know why that's so important to you. All I know is that we could do more.
This governor.
Kathy.
Under our laws. I didn't know we follow the laws anymore.
Kathy, just want to. Kathy,
come over here.
I think it's very important to all New Yorkers that criminals be locked up, but unfortunately, that's not happening. Huh?
Well, did you not hear her? She said with the changes made to bail, they're more locked up. That's what she said right there, right?
She's delusional. Completely delusional.
I'm going to go over to Home Depot and grab $950 worth of drills in my shopping cart and run out and see if anybody catches me and locks me up.
I keep telling Rich every time we go to Home Depot and we drop
throwing stuff in the cart,
a crap ton of money. I said, we could just walk out of here, but we're in a different state now. So I don't think that works. They will actually track you down and beat the hell out of you. I would like for that not to happen.
Lori and I were at the Gates Home Depot.
Oh, you can walk out with the entire store over there in Gates.
Lori and I were at the Gates Home Depot and we were in line. By the way, I didn't know I was trained on these auto tellers, but somehow.
Did you go after you went to Home Depot? Did you go over to McGregor's and have a beer just to get through the experience?
No, I didn't.
Because you were so triggered.
So anyways, it was Sunday, the whatever time the store opens, it was soon after the store opened. And the kid that was running the front register, as I'm standing there, goes, well, that was a first. He goes, that was the earliest time that anybody has just taken a shit ton of stuff out of a shopping cart and just ran out the store. And not only did nobody chase him, he didn't report it, nothing. The guy just ran out the store in a shopping cart, threw everything in a car and left. Like a whole shopping cart full of crap.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know
Maybe
how
they'll follow through with security cameras. I don't know, but just seemed odd to me that nobody said anything. They and their response was, well, that was the earliest we've ever had on a Sunday.
And isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Isn't that a sad state of affairs where the only thing we say when people walk out of a store with a whole bunch of stuff is, wow, it's really early for the criminals to be stealing right now. It's like 9:30 on a Sunday morning. That's all the people have to say.
Yeah. It's becoming more than normal. So whenever that happens, you get used to it and you don't flinch anymore. It's not
right.
It's not, radical to you anymore.
The name of our show today, Kimberly's Revolution, is Hi. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Wait a minute. Hello?
Can we just play the clip? And then we're going to go to Hilton and talk about Hilton. And I'm just disgusted by Hilton. But
good night, Kimberly.
What qualifies you to be a U.S. Senator? You have 60 seconds.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
Is this thing on? On?
It's the name of today's show. I know that cracks Tom. Tom is easily amused.
Oh yeah.
Tom is easily amused. Yeah. Do you guys? Hey, Stacy, long time no see. There's Stacy.
Stacy.
I've known Stacy.
Where's your mom, Stacy?
They will put it on the Grease Police Facebook page with a blurry pic and ask for our help. Listen,
right.
My daughter is a Grease police officer, Stacy. You know that. She takes so many reports. And the fact of the matter is, the police officers, here's what you don't know. The police officers do all of this work to arrest these individuals just to say, hey, they're back out again. And where are they? This time they're over at Lowe's stealing shiatsu. So yeah, she's got it going on. Stacy has it going on. And so does her mom and her kids. And she's a big Buffalo Bills fan. And I'm gonna forgive her for that. Go Chiefs.
Yeah. I tell you what, the Chiefs beat the piss out of the 49ers. Holy cow. That was impressive.
McCaffrey was worrying me for a second. McCaffrey was worrying me for just a little second. California.
The only thing you should be worried about is a man wearing the number 17 in red, white, and blue.
Someone says California, they can steal up to like $1,000 and avoid prosecution. And it's the same. It's the same thing here in this, in the state of New York. In South Carolina, it's a little bit of a different scenario, right? In South Carolina, they don't take too kindly to people running out of the stores with stuff. So, yeah, they don't pull that stuff down south. All right, let's go out to get. Someone says, "Go Chiefs, go Chiefs."
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys might have won at just the right time. You
win. Is coming.
The Buffalo Bills win, but they don't win the right games.
I hope everybody in Kansas City likes it cold in January, because the Bills are going to be frosty cold when you play in, what is it? The Cap New Era. What is it called? What's the field there now? It's not New Era anymore.
Why? No. I think because we lost home field advantage. Is that why? Because
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. So my daughter went to Hilton. This man, I'm just going to call him a piece of shit because that's a piece of shit perv. So he is the POPP, the piece of shit perv, POSP, the POSP, right?
Pops.
The Pops. He is the POPS. Never doesn't matter. Maybe I've had a stroke. I'm not sure.
Well, at least you have an excuse. I don't have one.
Yeah, right. So my daughter went to Village. She did not go to Northwood, and she's a female, so she wouldn't have been an interest to this guy, Kirk Ashton. He was the Hilton principal at Northwood Elementary. He had been in the Hilton School District since 2004. Before Hilton Schools in 2004, Kirk Ashton worked for the Rush Henrietta School District between 1996 in 2004. I mean, there could actually be
Hundreds.
little boys who were abused at that time early on. He was worked in Volmer Elementary. He was also at Leary Elementary, and he was a counselor at Hillside for those troubled kids. And the troubled kids are the kids at Northwood Elementary that he focused on and molested and sexually abused for years. He was found guilty of 46 out of the 50 counts. He'll be sentenced, I do believe, November 23rd. He was found guilty of sexually abusing more than 26 little boys on school grounds, inviting them into his office, fondling them while they sat on his lap. And the thing of it is, people, teachers, aides at Northwood Elementary, they got wise to some of the weird things that were going on. And they said nothing.
Nada.
They said nothing. I don't have a little boy, but if I did, and this happened, I mean, I can assume it's just like, if you have a little girl who's molested. I mean, if you have a child, it doesn't matter, boy or girl. But he selected troubled kids because he knew they were less likely to put up a fuss, right?
Yeah,
it's
and their
like
parents. Their parents would be less involved in their raising and their education, right?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Parents that weren't plugged into what was going on. Parents that probably didn't really give a shit, and he knew that, and he knew that molesting these little boys, he would be able to get away with it until one kid finally stepped up and said something. I mean, and this guy is no stranger to the law. I mean, you do know that he was found guilty of felony DWI in 2007. And he also was busted on a DUI in 1998. And the question may be, why in the world was he allowed to be an educator after 2 DUIs, one being a felony? And that is because just because you're busted for a felony doesn't mean that you're out of the running under New York law. Your professional teacher's license can't be denied or revoked unless it has to do with something that's directly affected to your license, like you've done something, you've stolen from school funds, or you've hit someone on school property, and the other is if your presence on campus would create an unreasonable safety risk to the public. So basically, his DUIs didn't keep this guy from being on campus. And quite frankly, I think he was drinking because he knew what he was. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, hopefully he gets what's coming to him.
In prison?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you would really hope.
I mean, the biggest shitbag person to ever walk the face of the earth is who he represents. I'd rather have dinner with Arthur Shawcross than this guy.
Wow. That's quite the statement. I'd rather have, I'd rather neither one of them would be.
Obviously,
right?
But I mean, to me, a pedophile taking advantage of a young child has to be the worst of all worse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom scum of the scum.
Without a doubt. And listen, parents in Hilton.
Give me the guy that sells drugs. Give me the guy that sells guns. I'll take anybody over that guy.
So this guy he's in Hilton. He's principal of Northwood Elementary. He had been the principal of Northwood Elementary School for 17 years. He was convicted on 46 of the 50 counts against him. And here's the problem. And here's where Hilton parents want answers. And quite
They
frankly,
deserve them.
I can't blame them. I don't know who's getting something out of the refrigerator. It's making a ton of noise. I think that's my mother. Can you
Hi, Lois.
stick your head around here? Stick your head around here and wave to everyone. No, she won't do it. She's getting. Come around here.
How's the hot dog, Lois?
Can you see her?
I could see her.
Can you see her? Okay. There she is. So let's talk about the assistant principal of Village
Yep.
Elementary, who
Lock her up too.
So here's the thing. Teachers and school employees are mandated reporters, right? If they see something that's going on, you have to tell someone, right? If you think abuse is going on, if you think something's wrong with the kid, if you think the bus driver isn't right, if if some kid gets off the bus and they're visibly upset every day, you as a school employee or a teacher or a vice principal or a principal, you are mandated to tell someone. You're a mandated reporter, and any kind of suspicion of wrongdoing or abuse, you have to report. Kelly O'Connell Byrne, assistant principal of Village Elementary, who formerly held the same position at Northwood, basically on the stand said, yes, I know that Kirk Ashton was a pedophile. I know that he was doing bad things. I didn't want to tell Superintendent Kasorik because I was afraid I'd lose my job. Here's the thing with Kelly O'Connell Byrne, who's on Facebook, by the way. Everyone should get on and tell Kelly O'Connell Byrne hi and your thoughts regarding her situation. She has 2 daughters. She had nothing to worry about. Kirk Ashton was only interested in little boys. She was safe. She didn't have to worry. He wasn't interested in her children. He was interested in other people's children. And so she told jurors she was worried she'd lose her job and she didn't feel comfortable going to the superintendent about her observations of his behavior. She saw him in action and said nothing.
Disgraceful.
Because her kids weren't involved, they're girls. She has little girls.
I just don't have any words for this. I mean,
and I would say to Kelly,
she should have been fired immediately.
She is on
fired for cause immediately.
I think she is on administrative leave.
Of course she is. Yeah, of course she is.
She needs to be fired. There's someone that took a video. Someone at that school took a video of this Kirk Ashton interacting with a little boy and voiced concerns to other teachers, and still no one said anything. Not a word, not a peep. All those employees fired immediately. If you were an employee that knew what was going on at Northwood Elementary and you said zero, nothing.
Well, if there was a girl that wouldn't let a boy in the girls' bathroom, we'd have heard about that one.
Sure we would have immediately.
We'd have heard about that immediately.
Right?
Right.
Or if kids, wore blackface on blackout day,
yeah,
you'd heard about that.
We heard
it's
about
a story
that
that's gone national. Yeah.
Right.
There's that picture. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah. So this Kelly O'Connell Byrne should be fired from her job immediately. But she's with the teachers union. I don't know how that's going to go over.
Yeah, she'll get promoted. She'll be the new principal.
The Northwood Elementary School teacher who took a video and said nothing should be fired immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The other teachers who saw the video and said nothing should be fired immediately. And you know me, I'm not for firing. People say and do stupid shit all the time. But little boys were molested, all right? This is on a whole other level than saying stupid shit on the radio and getting fired for it, or saying, going to a school wearing blackface or whatever. Little boys were forever forever traumatized
Forever.
and changed.
Forever. After thousands of years and of the Catholic Church, haven't we figured this out? That people's lives get ruined for this. And here we have people that work for an organization that put the organization ahead of these children.
Put their jobs.
They put their job ahead of these children.
Sickening.
Yeah. Why would she even want to work there? Why wouldn't she, at the very minimum, if she kind of felt like, well, obviously this is wrong, but I really can't say anything, why wouldn't she leave and go get a job at some other district?
She left and went to a different school, but still, it doesn't. Listen, you know what? If I see something like that going on, of course it's me, and I've lost many a job, and I've moved many a time, and it doesn't scare me. I know it scares people to lose jobs. I get it. It scares you to get fired. You don't know where your income is going to come from. You don't know where your next meal is going to come from. I get it. I've been fired. I've lost my job a couple of times. I've moved all around the country. It doesn't scare me. If I see something like that going on, to hell with my job.
Yeah.
This person is changing another person's life by sexually molesting them at a young age. They don't know what's going on. They're little boys. They're babies. They're 7 and 8 years old.
God forbid you leave a dog in the car by accident. That's national news.
Isn't it?
Everybody tells everybody, it's like the things that are behind closed doors are the scariest ones.
Right?
These men, I would assume 99.9%, but these men that are pedophiles in this manner, they're just the absolute scum of the earth. They really are.
Yes.
And they honestly don't think they're going to get caught. And if you've got kiddie porn on your laptop, what the hell is wrong with you? Go get some freaking counseling.
Right?
Seriously, you got a problem.
I agree. And this guy, he's not stupid. He takes a playbook right out of the Catholic Church.
Stupid, right? He just never thought he'd get caught. It's a sickness.
And that's why
did he go? I didn't hear any of the case testimony, but if I was him, I would prove that he was mentally ill, that he was sick. That's probably his best defense.
Did he look mentally ill or sick?
No, but
no, he didn't.
He looked like he knew exactly what he was doing.
He didn't.
Which
And
makes
Kelly,
him even more disgusting.
he's disgusting and needs to rot and probably be killed in a very violent way in prison. All right. Let's just hope that you don't have to support him with New York taxpayer dollars. And he'll be off quickly in prison. I could say that.
They'll let him out. They'll let him out in 30 years and he'll be a political prisoner.
But Kelly O'Connell Byrne and all your little minions at Northwood that knew and said nothing, you're disgusting pieces of crap. All of you.
Yep.
You let little boys be molested.
It's the most vile and disgusting act that you could possibly do.
No coming back.
None. There's nothing worse than that. Nothing.
No. All right. So let's go to Webster since we're talking about kids.
Yeah.
Was there homecoming?
Couple of idiots here, huh?
The other night? Was there homecoming?
I suppose, yeah.
Not last Friday night, but the Friday or Saturday before, right? Let's show this picture.
Right.
Show this picture. All right. At first glance, it looks like a couple of kids in blackface, right?
Sure.
But when you put this into context, do you have the other picture?
Oh, interesting.
It's a blackout.
Why don't we be a little bit more clear to these children?
It's a blackout because they urged everyone to dress all in black, and it's a blackout. This is no different than kids whose school colors are red, green, or white, and they come to school with their face all painted up.
Correct.
Or the game. There is nothing wrong with what these boys did. They thought it was okay. They're not there because they're racially insensitive.
Why
this is not what this was.
Or they're on the moon or something. What is it with that picture?
They're up in the bleachers.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they're up in the bleachers. You see the one kid that's highlighted. He's got black under his eyes.
Yeah, like all the football players do.
This isn't a racially insensitive couple of kids. This is a couple of kids who thought, okay, it's a blackout. We're gonna put black all over our face. We're gonna wear black clothes. This is not a racial incident,
Well, to be
guys.
clear, they are idiots, right?
They are idiots.
I
Yeah.
mean, at this point, don't you kind of know that this is something you don't do?
Okay, so
But,
first,
but being an idiot does that,
Okay.
they're
No,
doing what
stop.
they're told.
These are 14-year-old boys, maybe 15.
Right.
You think they know the significance of blackface at 14?
Probably not.
These boys don't know the significance of blackface. The school said it's a blackout, right? And
Right.
then the school, Webster Thomas, right?
Austin.
It says Titans on the shirt, so I think
Yes.
that's Thomas.
So Webster Thomas School District said it's a blackout.
They did.
If you think about it, that could be racially insensitive as well.
And they made it mandatory for them to show up.
What?
It says must attend. Doesn't say anything. I mean, I don't know why.
The school district says it's a blackout and
Right.
that you must attend. So the kids attended and they wore black and they painted their faces black. And some asshole took a picture and wanted to make it a racist incident. It's not. It is not a racist incident. Why are we even talking about this? Why was this picture even taken?
Because it made the news.
It made national news.
Right.
I'm positive.
Well, they're obviously, these kids are not Democrats, right? They haven't disclosed that they have a letter. I mean, if they said that they had a letter, then this would all go away. It's like, well, okay, you got a letter. Okay, you're good. You're in the club. You're down.
So let
with
me
the
just.
struggle. I mean,
bring
isn't
this
that
to
what blackface is? Is that if you're a black person, you obviously can't go home and wash it off. You are black, right?
Right.
And if you're white and you wear blackface, then you're not really black. You can just go home and wash it off. You're not down with the struggle, so to speak.
Back in the day, there were white actors that used blackface to portray black Americans in a very inhumane
Correct.
way, and it was embarrassing, and it was to black culture, and you just don't do it, and everyone knows you just don't do it. But let me just be clear here: these kids were not out to be racially insensitive. They're idiots. Yeah, their parents probably had no idea they were.
Correct.
They probably put this on when they were at the event, right?
Sure.
They probably, with a bunch of kids, they said, oh, let's do it.
Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to
home. That under your eye.
homecoming.
I'm going to put it over on my whole face. Okay. So it's
Mom,
bad.
Mom, wait a minute, Mom. Do you know where the shoe polish is, Mom? Why do you need that? No reason.
Right? You don't know. So you have that
I
situation.
assume that's what it is, right? Shoe polished?
I have no
Is there
idea.
even shoe polish anymore?
It's whatever the crap that they put under football players' eyes. Whatever that is.
Eye black?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they used.
Okay.
So you see this picture immediately after it happens, right?
Sure.
I think it happened this past Friday night. But the picture and the video of Kirk Ashton sexually molesting in his office a little boy never gets out there.
Nope.
Wrap your head around that for a second. Sad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're not the Prime Minister of Canada, right?
Pretty sad.
Right? They're not the Prime Minister of Canada.
I can't even keep up with who the Prime Minister of Canada is. The Prime Minister of Canada. Yes.
They're not the former governor of Virginia, are they?
Yeah, Trudeau. Nope. Trudeau. You're right.
Nope, the former governor of Virginia. They're not that guy either. So, they're the ones that they make an example out of. Because, they made a bad judgment call, but I mean, they're just being stupid kids. That's what they do.
Can I just say, I hope these kids and their parents didn't see some of the social media, because they were basically calling for these kids to just be taken out back and shot. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah.
These are 14-year-old boys. The school made it a mandatory event. The blackout was a mandatory event. Maybe you shouldn't freaking call it a blackout anymore.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. Maybe that's usually incentive.
Must attend. Must attend. So if this,
I still think it looks like they're in the planetarium for some
let
reason.
me ask you, if it was a school colors, like Hilton school colors are red and they wore red on their face, would that have been racially insensitive to the American Indian?
Probably.
I'm just throwing the question out there. I mean, I don't know. And is anybody talking about this in Rochester media? That's a question, Tom.
I don't know. I don't listen. I don't listen to Rochester media. The only person I get my news from is you, Kimberly. Now.
Of course.
I'm as surprised as everybody else what happens on this show.
That is not true. That is not true at all.
What are you talking about?
All right, that is going to do it for Kimberly's Revolution for a Wednesday. I know, just when we started to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Just when we started to have fun. We hope that you support our advertisers, Taylor Heating and Plumbing, Taylor 500 Help, Precision Lawn and Garden, and of course Revere Realty.
Wait, I got one more thing. Did you happen to get that, Austin?
Yeah. Are you ready?
I got.
What do you have? What do you have? And by the way,
no, not Prime Minister Trudeau.
No, sorry, that was
I got a quick real estate topic.
Okay, doesn't everyone love my new microphone? I'm just letting you guys know. I went out specially, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show,
Specially.
and we bought. It's taken me a second. It's taken me
taking you like a million seconds.
It's taken me a million seconds, but I got it done.
Right, you did.
And here it is. Here's my new microphone.
I like it.
All right. All right. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have?
I've got this little clip here about it's just a general real estate. All right, so we're gonna listen to this guy here.
I can't hear him. I can't hear him.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Hold, please.
All right, never mind. Sorry, I don't have it set up.
Oh, never mind. Okay, well, anyways, this is talking about, I never heard of it before because the guy made it up, a double-barreled housing crash. Okay, apparently in Phoenix. Now let me back up a little bit. In Rochester here, because we're small town potatoes, we lag in terms of our real estate market. We lag the big cities.
Sure.
So we are 3-4 months behind in what's going on nationally, generally speaking. Now, in Phoenix and other big cities, we're seeing a huge increase in supply of homes. We're not seeing that here at this point, but this 300% increase in homes, and now that the 30-year interest rate has topped 7%, that we're losing our buyers and we're gaining our supply, which means what? Prices are going to go down. But the double-barreled, never heard of it before, collapse in the housing market is because of the decrease in the rental market. And we've not seen that. So people who own investment properties, hang on to your hats, because usually the rental market, again, lags even farther because not everybody's month to month. Most people have a lease of some nature.
Right,
and
right.
It takes a little while for those leases to expire. But we're going to start seeing, because rents have hit an all-time high here in Rochester, as well as homes have. The general appreciation rate since COVID is probably about 35% on the housing market. So right now it's been fluctuating fairly stable over the last, since June, but we are going to start seeing a slight downward decline for probably the next, at least until spring. So, just something to just keep your eye on the market. And if you have any questions, give us a call and I'd be glad to talk to you about it.
That's right. What's the phone number?
467-1776.
585 if you're out of the area and you're thinking about moving to Rochester, New York.
But the rental, we've never seen a declining rental market in Rochester. Never.
Yeah.
Usually when a house rents for $1,400, it'll only go up from there. Rents never go down.
Yeah.
So
But the good thing is,
this guy talking about downward rental income for investors is huge. And the reason why the rental market has gone up so astronomically in the last 3 years is because the pricing of the houses have gone up. So it costs more to get the house, so therefore it costs more to rent it. But we've never seen a downward rental market in Rochester, and maybe we're going to get one in the next year.
Well, the great thing about it is Rochester has always been fairly stable when it comes to housing prices, regardless of what's going on around the country.
Correct.
So, I mean, that's good too, but you can always call us here at Revere Realty and we can help you out. Even though I'm down here, I still have my team. The team, we work together to make things happen.
Hey, Kimberlina, can I be on your team?
You're on my team.
Oh, yay.
You're
I'm on your team.
You're on my team. All right. That's going to do it for us from Kimberly's Revolution. And as we always say, hi.
Hi.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Kimberly. God bless. Be kind to others.